Have you seen social media ads for the Halfday Garment Duffle and are wondering if it's worth it? Well, in this video, we're going to be taking a first-hand look at the bag to help answer that question. Hey everyone, this is Kyle from Money at 30, and on this channel we look at personal finance from a millennial perspective, including travel product review videos like this one. I have to presume that I'm not the only one who receives numerous ads for the Halfday Garment Duffle on Instagram. In turn, I recently caved and bought one for myself so I could take a closer look at it. So what do I think of the bag? Let's take a look at some of my first impressions and my plans for the bag now that I own it. First, let's talk about what the Halfday Garment Duffle bag is, what makes it somewhat unique, and how much it costs. As the item name implies, the Halfday Garment Duffle cleverly combines a traditional garment bag used for suits and other formal wear with a duffel bag that can carry additional clothing. When you fully unzip the bag, you can use the garment bag that serves as the base. Then, on the sides, you'll find a pair of shoe bags that can also be pretty useful. From there, you can zip it up, place other items on top, and close it all the way for a carryable duffel. At the time of this recording, the bag goes for $98 on the Halfday Travel site and comes in 3 colors: marine blue, hunter green, and deep crimson. However, if you poke around, you'll likely be able to find a coupon code. In fact, after I ordered mine, they sent me the code JETSET for 25% off if you want to give that a try, but no promises that it'll work. Thankfully, shipping is included, but you may need to also pay tax on your order. Next, let's jump into my unboxing of the bag as well as my initial impressions about the quality of it. Since the bag fully unzips into a garment bag, it ships in a fairly slim box. Opening it up, you'll notice that the interior fabric is a bit smoother than the exterior, although both feel pretty nice to me. Also, in one of the shoe bags was a shoulder strap that can be attached for easier carrying. On that note, the clips for this strap are made of plastic, which does help keep the weight of the bag down, but does feel a bit cheap in my opinion. Still, they work just fine. As you start to zip it up, you'll see the bag start to take shape. As for the zippers, although they don't feel quite as premium as the ones on my away backpack, they do feel pretty solid. But as a pro tip, you'll likely want to keep both zippers near the middle of the bag for easier access, as starting from one side or the other will probably result in you dumping your entire bag's contents on the ground. Even though the dimensions of the bag are listed on Halfday's site, I have to admit that it was definitely larger than I was expecting. According to the Halfday site, the garment duffel measures 22 inches by 12 inches by 12 inches. This allows it to accommodate a suit jacket up to a size 50 regular, and the bag holds up to 45 liters. Even knowing all of that, I was surprised by how big the bag looks in person, not to mention how it looks on my shoulder. While I'm sure it'd fit in most airplane overhead bins, under the seat is likely a no-go. By the way, if you want something slightly smaller, Halfday does also sell a weekender duffel that does have a dedicated shoe area and other features, but lacks the garment bag element. Since I haven't had the chance to take the bag on a trip with me just yet, I decided to pack for a theoretical trip to see how it would go. For my fake trip, I decided to pack for approximately a week, including several outfits, a hoodie, a toiletry bag, and of course a suit and a change of shoes. Sure enough, everything fit just fine. I also tried packing all the same items again, but employing packing cubes just to make things a bit tidier. I also let my packed bag sit for a couple of days to see how the suit would hold up, and found that it wasn't at all wrinkled when I finally retrieved it. On the downside, I found that there's not really a great place to put a 311 bag for TSA, as the zipper pouch on the side of the bag is pretty small and basically unusable if you have shoes in the shoe bag. However, you could theoretically put your 311 bag near the top, unzip the duffel just a bit, and snag it when needed. And yes, you could just get TSA pre-check to avoid this issue entirely, but honestly, that program can be pretty hit or miss at certain airports at times, so it's always better to be prepared. In any case, despite the brand name, I think you could easily use the Halfday bag for a trip of 5 days or more. Overall, there are quite a few things I like about the Halfday Garment Duffle, and I do see myself getting use out of it, although I don't think I'll be taking it on any airplane trips. After exploring the Halfday Garment Duffle, I can say that I really like the bag's interesting design, and think it will definitely come in handy for those times when I need to bring a suit or other items I'm worried about wrinkling along with me. And I also appreciate the shoe bags, as there are times when I want to keep my shoes separate from my clothes. I also really like how I can unzip the front of my bag and access all of my items without needing to do any digging. However, the size of the bag and the fact that it either needs to be carried or slung over a shoulder means that it would be a hassle for me to carry through an airport, especially when I'm carrying another backpack. For that reason, I intend to stick to my roller bag for air travel. But as someone who takes a decent number of road trips, I'm excited to incorporate the Halfday bag into my luggage strategy when traveling by car. As for whether or not it's worth it, I do think the $98 asking price is a bit steep, but coupons you may be able to find can help bring that down. Of course, you'll also need to consider how much use you'll get from the bag given the aforementioned complications that might come with it. In my case, I think the value proposition is decent, although now we'll need to wait and see how the bag holds up over time. Hopefully this gives you a better idea about what the Halfday Garment Duffle is all about, but for more on the bag, I'll have a link to my full written review in the description box down below. Also, if you like this video, please hit the thumbs up button, leave a comment, and be sure to subscribe because we have new videos every week and some shorts in between. So thanks again for watching, and I will see you next time here on Money at 30.